'Tis the season to deck the halls with style and savings. Today we are going to be doing some high-end Christmas dupes that look like $1,000,000 but are not gonna break the bank. I love looking through these freebie magazines that come in the mail, and I have this Grandin Road magazine that I was thumbing through, and I happened upon this adorable cake stand. This is a nutcracker cake stand. It is so cute. I've never seen anything like it before, so I headed to their website to look at it just a little bit further. This cake stand is whimsical and cheerful, and I just had to have one for myself. And of course, we're going to dupe it because the price of this cute little nutcracker cake stand is $139.30. All right, so we're gonna start off by heading to the Dollar Tree of all places. Now my Dollar Tree has a section that has the $5 items. I found this cute little nutcracker there. This pretty little nutcracker is a great size. It has just the right amount of detail. And for the low price of $5, I had to have one of these festive little fellows. To go along with our nutcracker, we need a sturdier base than it already has because we are going to eventually be putting a plate on top. So I have this decorative square wood base that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. Yes, it has some laser marks in it. I used it to try and engrave something in a different project. It's not a big deal, you guys. It's gonna be just fine. I don't wanna go out and buy another one because we are trying to get the look for less, so I'm using something that I already have. And we're gonna paint it anyway, so you're not even gonna be able to see those little markings. So what I did was I took this wood base outside and I'm going to spray it in some gold Rust-Oleum spray paint. I painted the top and the four sides of this square base. Once everything was coated in the spray paint, I let it dry for 1 hour. We need a plate to go on top of our nutcracker, and I don't want anything too heavy, like a ceramic plate I think would just be too much to put on top of our nutcracker's head. So what I'm going to use is some plastic plates. I purchased these at Home Goods. Do you remember the dining table scape that we made during the fall? Well, I used these plates. I still have a few of those, so this is going to be the perfect plate for a nutcracker because it's not too heavy. Now to go along with that, we need something that we can attach the plate to. Now the top of our nutcracker is a little bit rounded on the top of his head, and so our plate will not sit flat against his head. So what I'm gonna do is get this round metal piece. This is an extra piece from our lamp flip that we did last week. I turned some thrifted lamps into some bases for some Christmas trees, and this little round piece was left over. Now it is not the right color and we want it to be cohesive with our nutcracker and the base. So I'm gonna take it outside and spray it in that same gold Rust-Oleum spray paint. I made sure that the entire metal circle was covered in the spray paint, then let it dry for 1 hour. Now we've got all of our pieces that are ready to be turned into a nutcracker cake stand. So what I'm gonna do first of all is get out my Athena drill and drill a hole in the nutcracker's head. Don't worry, we're just doing this as a way to attach that metal piece to the wooden nutcracker in a very secure way. Once the pilot hole was drilled, I took the lamp piece, placed it over the top of the hole, put a washer over the hole, and then screwed a screw through the circular metal piece and into the wood nutcracker's hat. Now we know that the plate on our cake stand will not fall off. Next, I took some E6000 and added it to the bottom of the nutcracker and then placed it in the center of the wood base. Once that was in place, I let it dry for several hours. Now it's time to add our plate to the top. So I took some more of that E6000, added it to the rim of our metal round. Then I took the plate and pressed it firmly to the metal round. Once the plate was in place, I let it dry for a few more hours. We could leave this nutcracker as is right now. He's absolutely adorable, but we are going to add some extra embellishments because we want our nutcracker looking as festive as possible for this holiday season. Now I have some leftover strings of pearls. I used these pearls in our semicircle ornaments that I hung in front of the wallpaper in the foyer. I purchased this spool at Hobby Lobby. And if you didn't know by now, pearls is one of my accents that I'm using in my Christmas decor this year. So what I did was I added some hot glue to the base of our nutcracker. And then I got this strand of pearls and I placed it in the hot glue. Once that was in place, I added another segment of these pearls around his hat. I simply just glued those pearls in place. And then I wanted to hide the seam where the metal round was attached to the top of our nutcracker's hat. So I added another small segment of pearls. I just hot glued those in place. His drum needs a little extra embellishment as well. So I got some thin gold ribbon. I used this ribbon to fancify our village houses on our display in this room. I'm going to use it again. I just tied it into a bow and then hot glued it to the center of the drum. Then I cut one little pearl off of this strand of pearls, hot glued that, and pressed it into the center of the gold bow. Look at our adorable nutcracker cake stand, you guys. Have you ever seen anything so cute? I love this so much. Not only is it a whimsical, festive piece, but it's classy because of the color scheme and the pearls and bow we added. The plate at the top with the gold scalloped edges around the perimeter adds a touch of glass. And you saw how easy this project was to do. It hardly took me any time, but look at how cute it is. We took a Dollar Tree nutcracker, added a few embellishments to it, and now we have a festive show-stopping cake stand. And not only do we have a festive show-stopping cake stand, but we have it for a fabulous price. After adding up all of the costs that went into creating this cute little nutcracker, the grand total was $10.25. And look at how similar my nutcracker looks to our inspiration piece. The inspiration piece was $139.30. So we saved ourselves $129 by making this ourselves. I am so happy that we decided to do this because it fits in with my color scheme and my design taste, which is one of the best things about getting a look for less, is that you can take inspiration from something else but customize it to your own taste. Now we are going to take this a step further. In our inspiration piece photo, they had a cake at the top, so I think we should add one to the top of ours. Let's head on over to Publix and see what we can find. Look at all these delicious cakes and cheesecakes. Such a great selection. Which one should we pick? I think we're gonna go with the cheesecake, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with it to make it Christmassy. I decided to go with the yummy plain cheesecake. That way we can embellish it and add some festive touches to it. What we're gonna do is sugar some cranberries. You can sugar any kind of berry you want, but I thought cranberries would be perfect for this season. So I've got some cranberries and I want them to be damp, not wet. If they're wet, the sugar will dissolve on the cranberries, but if they're damp, it will stick to it. So what I did was I washed them off and I put them on top of a paper towel so that it would soak up all that water. I also have some fresh mint leaves because the red and the green is gonna look so pretty. And then I have a ramekin filled with sugar, just everyday granulated sugar. So what I'm gonna do is just take my cranberries, my damp cranberries, just pop them into the ramekin filled with sugar, and then I'm just gonna give them a good shake. And you can see how that sugar just starts to cling to those cranberries. We'll roll them around. We want them to be well coated in the sugar. Now that they are, look at how pretty these are. These look like they've been outside in the snow. They are so festive. Okay, so I've already transferred my cheesecake to my nutcracker cake stand. And what I'm gonna do is just take a couple of these berries and just place them on top. We're gonna put a few on top. We're gonna put a few around the base. I added these cute little cranberries to similar places as our inspiration cake, a few on the top and a couple around the perimeter on the bottom. Next, I'm going to take my fresh mint leaves and place those right in between some of the cranberries. Our inspiration piece had rosemary on it, so you could use that too. I personally like the sweet more than the savory when it comes to my desserts, but the rosemary would be fabulous too. So I've just got a couple of these beautiful green mint leaves. I'm just going to intersperse in between our cranberries. I love the color combination of the red and the green. Okay, here we go. We've got our cheesecake on top of our nutcracker cake stand. This is such a holiday time saver. If you don't have time to bake a cake or some kind of dessert from scratch, buy one at the store and embellish it. This took me a couple of minutes, but it looks classy, it looks custom, and it looks like I spent a lot of time doing this, even though we did not. This adorable nutcracker cake stand and cheesecake would be an adorable addition to any Christmas buffet, dessert table, or a small family get-together. I love the way this looks. It's just too cute. During this holiday season, we are so busy and sometimes we just need a break. Maybe a good massage. Well, guess what? I've got a chair that will give you a fabulous massage. It is this Flexispot Powerlift Recliner XL6. It's going to give you a spa-like experience in the comfort of your own home. This box showed up to my house. I unboxed all of the pieces and then I was able to assemble it very easy. There were very few instructions, which is fabulous, very few steps to put this chair together. Everything fit together like a puzzle piece. In the back, you want to attach all of the wires together so that all of the remotes and the power cords are connected to the chair. Let's talk about all of the fabulous features that this chair has. First up, it's got several options for a massage. It has 8 different massage modes, which are thoughtfully placed to target key pressure points. You can choose 3 massage modes and adjust across 3 massage intensity levels for a soothing experience. It also has 3 heating modes. I love a massage, but I love it even better when it's nice and toasty warm. The fabric on this chair is so soft and it's very easy to clean. There are a couple of ways that you can sit in this chair. You can sit in it just regular. It's got an extended footrest. It actually lays all the way down in the back, so you can lay flat. One of the best features about this chair is that it actually lifts up. So if you have a hard time getting out of a chair, this one will assist you. With a touch of the button, this chair lifts up so you can stand up easily. Another great feature about this chair is that you can keep your devices charged up while you're enjoying your downtime. This chair has an integrated USB port, which makes it a truly modern recliner. It's got dual motors and infinite positions where you can sit, enjoy, relax, get a heated massage, and just let your cares drift away. After testing this chair out, every single member in my family called dibs on this chair. But guess what? They're not going to get it because I'm going to keep it for myself. And if you want a chair like this, I will leave a link in my description box so you can head on over to Flexispot and check out this amazing chair for yourself. We're going to leave our nutcracker out because he's too cute to hide. So he's going to sit here and be my friend for the rest of the video. All right, well, I just kept looking through this Grandin Road magazine, and on the very first page, I found my next dupe. There are these adorable pillows with these exaggerated bows. The color is so festive and bright, and it's one of those pieces that I haven't seen before, which makes me want to make it for myself because I love unique and one-of-a-kind pieces. And another reason why I want to make it is because of the price. It is on sale right now, but it is still $55.65. And I know that we can replicate it for so much less. Now, you guys know that I love those Hobby Lobby pillow coverings. I use them all the time. So I got another one of these. It's an 18 by 18 inch pillow covering, and it's only $3.99, which is such a bargain. Now we are going to take a few creative liberties because the red and green is not going to fit in with my specific color scheme. So we are going to go with the white pillow covering, and the ribbon that I'm going to use is this Merry Christmas ribbon. I have it all over my house. I purchased it at Ross and it was only $6.99 for 10 yards. That is a deal. And this ribbon is wired and it's also canvas, so it's going to adhere really well to the pillow covering. I'm also going to be using some heat and bond. I have used this in so many of my projects in the past. I've used it on pillow coverings. I've used it on a tablecloth. I have a leftover heat and bond, and we don't need that much, so I'm going to cut out a strip the same width as our ribbon. I purchased this heat and bond at Hobby Lobby, and it is only $3.49 for a full yard. There are two sides to the heat and bond. There's a bumpy textured side, and then there's the smooth side. What we want to do is put the bumpy side against the wrong side of our ribbon. I heated my iron up to a medium-high heat. I put the ribbon on top of my easy press mat. You could also use an ironing board. Then I placed the iron over the top. You're going to want to keep the iron in place for about 8 seconds. This is long enough that it will heat it up sufficiently so that it fuses together. I ironed along the entire length of my ribbon. Now you can see that that ribbon is really stiff, and now we can cut it to the size that we want. I want one piece of ribbon that goes the full length of the pillow, so I cut that to size. Then I removed the protective covering over the heat and bond. I placed it over the pillow covering. I took my iron, put it over the top of the ribbon, and this time you leave it in place for about 2 to 3 seconds. I simply moved the iron down the length of the ribbon. Next, I took my second segment of ribbon. I cut that in two. I took the first segment, removed the protective coating off the heat and bond, and placed the ribbon on top of the pillow covering. I put the iron over the top of the ribbon. Now that that's fused to the pillow, I did the exact same thing with my third segment. I removed the protective covering over the heat and bond, placed the ribbon on the pillow covering, heated it up with my iron so that the ribbon was fused well to the pillow covering. Now you can see how well that this ribbon is fused to the pillow. In my opinion, it's better than sewing because you don't have any of the stitch marks that you can see. The ribbon looks pristine. Now we're going to make our exaggerated bow that goes in the center. So I cut 2 long strips of this ribbon and 1 shorter strip. To create the bow, I took one end and folded it to the center, and then I took the opposite end and folded that to the center. I overlapped the ribbon just a little bit so that I could take my needle and thread and sew the ribbon together. Then I bunched it up. I took my needle and pressed it through the center and continued to do that so that the gather would stay in place. Once I had my first segment sewn together, I moved on and I did the exact same thing with the second segment of ribbon. I took both ends, folded them to the center, sewed them together, bunched the ribbon in the center, and sewed it in place. The last loop I need is just a singular loop, so I just wrapped that into a circle and sewed the ends together. I took my first segment of ribbon, sewed it to the pillow, took my second segment of looped ribbon, put it on the opposite side of the first looped ribbon, sewed that together, and then finally grabbed my singular loop and sewed that right to the center of our bow. Now we have our exaggerated bow smack dab in the center, and it couldn't be cuter. I filled my pillow covering with a down pillow insert, and this is the final pillow. I love that over-exaggerated bow. It is so festive, and it's just the cutest thing, you guys. Every time I look at it, I have to smile. How can you not smile when you see that? And one of the best parts about making a pillow like this is that it can be completely customized to your own design style and taste. You could definitely go with those bright, festive pops of color. You could use a pattern ribbon. You could get a pattern or textured pillow covering. There's so many directions you could go when making a festive pillow like this. I'm going to place my pillow on the bench right here in the foyer because I want it to be the first thing that people see when they come through my house. I'm going to swap it out for this pillow that was there. I feel like this pillow is what this pillow wants to be when it grows up, right? So we're gonna put this one in a different room, and we're gonna put this pillow right here on the bench. The Grandin Road website had cute pillows like this, but I have to give an honorable mention to this ornament pillow. How cute is that? This round pillow, oh, adorable. They also had like a lumbar pillow with a little candy cane in the center. And if you liked the pillows with the bows, they also have stockings with these exaggerated bows on them. Super cute. They are expensive. So let's go over the cost of how much I spent to create my duped pillow. After adding up all the expenses, the grand total came out to, what a deal. And to look at how similar my pillow covering looks to our inspiration pillow covering. Now, I did not add the cost of my pillow insert when I was calculating all the expenses, so you can take that into consideration as well. But still, our inspiration piece was $55.65. I think I'll take that savings every day of the week. I love our pillow. It looks joyful and merry. If you like this video and want to see more like it, then make sure you're subscribed. Right now I'm posting videos twice a week until mid-December. I'm sharing Christmas decorating ideas, DIYs, room transformation, and so much more. So subscribe so you can join in all of the festive holiday fun. Do you know what we haven't done in a while is a flower arrangement. And I think that's because we've been arranging flowers, botanicals, on my trees and on my garlands and on the lampposts. We've done giant flower arrangements, but we haven't done any singular floral arrangements, so it's about time. Our inspiration piece is from the Horchow website this time. I found this gorgeous Christmas floral arrangement. I love the size. The red flowers are such a nice pop of color. It looks cheerful but expensive, and the reason why it looks expensive is because it is expensive. The cost of this flower arrangement is $696.50, and that's 30% off. It's on sale right now, so that's the sale price of that flower arrangement. So while it is lovely, we will not be spending that amount of money. We will make our own. So the first thing that I need is a gold container. I could not find one that was similar, but I did find one that was cream. This one is from Ross. I love the size and the shape. It's almost identical to our inspiration piece. Luckily for me, this container was on clearance. It was only $8.99. And with a quick color change, it's going to be perfect. So I took this bowl outside and I'm going to spray it in some Krylon gold spray paint. I flipped it upside down because I want to paint the outside only of this container. Once the knobs and the perimeter of this container was completely coated in the gold spray paint, I let it dry for 1 hour. While that is drying, I'm going to lay out all of my festive flowers and greenery, berries, pine cones, and leaves. I picked up several of these flowers at Michael's. I also had a few on hand that I picked out of my floral stash. Our container is now dry, and look at how fabulous it is. It is the perfect shade of gold, and it looks so similar to our inspiration piece. I'm going to create a tape grid, which is much less expensive than using floral foam, and it does the job beautifully. So I ran 2 lines of Scotch tape over the top of the container vertically and 2 lines horizontally. Now I could just grab all of my festive flowers and start adding it to the tape grid. I took my hydrangeas and my bouquets of white and red flowers and simply added them to the container. Next, I moved on and added my magnolia leaves and pine branches to the arrangement. Then I took my gold berries, put those in similar places as our inspiration piece, and finished off our arrangement with several pine cones along the bottom. Isn't this floral arrangement stunning? I absolutely love it. I love it because it's unique. I'm not going with the red flowers this Christmas season, but because they're so subtle, they could fit into any color scheme. You could place a floral arrangement like this in the center of a dining table, on a buffet. You could place this on top of your fireplace. It's an easy and affordable way to bring in a pop of color and add a bit of holiday flair to your living space. Our floral arrangement isn't anywhere near as expensive as our $696.50 inspiration floral arrangement, and I think they look so similar. But they are miles apart when it comes to price. After adding up all the costs that went into my floral arrangement, the grand total was $31.99. What a savings, and I love my flower arrangement just as much. And honestly, you could cut down the costs even further by using flowers that you already have at home. This flower arrangement is a high-end piece that adds a touch of luxury to your Christmas decorations, and it was also so easy to create. I thought that each one of our holiday dupes was so cute today. Cute, unique, creative, and affordable. But they also had a classy, timeless feel to them. From our nutcracker cake stand with our pretty cheesecake topper with the sugared cranberries and mint, to the exaggerated bow pillow in the foyer, and of course, our gorgeous floral arrangement. Each of these are stunning, but they came in at a budget-friendly price, which proves that each of us can live beautifully and we can do it throughout the year if we just think outside the box, use a little creativity and some elbow grease. I've got plenty more holiday decorating videos coming up, so make sure that you're subscribed so you won't miss out on any of them. Well, I'm tired, so I'm gonna go sit in my massage chair and take a much needed break. I appreciate you stopping by. We will see you later.